if you see a little kid out here that's a boy or whatever that's being bad or rambunctious, get in his ass.
Mom. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama.
It's your boy Duke. We back at it again, y'all. What's up? What's up?
What's up, everybody? This Izzo Izzy 1129. It's 40 Hours a Week podcast. We back at it again. Our boy CB couldn't be here with us, but he here with us in spirit. So he had to handle some business.
No, definitely.
Make sure you take care of that too.
Yep. No, definitely.
I guess today is gonna be a little different again. We always say that when CB ain't here, but today's just a little different day. I think every day we should get recognized, but today just a special day. I just want to talk about for the strictly for the men that's out here. You guys that's fathers out here. You guys that's probably ain't got kids biologically, but you know. You step in, dads, stepdads. Y'all real dads in my eyes anyway. If you stepping in anyway.
Yep. Shout out to the stepdad.
So yeah, I'm talking to the guys out there that's really fathers out there, not just saying you dads, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to knock you on this day, but I'm just putting it out there for the people that need to hear it. Just because you got a child don't make you a father if you're a man. Especially in 2025. We see what's going on now in the world. A lot of kids, especially our own, need strong black men, strong fathers in their life. You had your child, or if you see a little kid out here that's a boy or whatever that's being bad or rambunctious, get in his ass.
Mom. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama.
Get in his ass. I'm just giving you advice. Get in his ass. It's your child. You know if you was bad or you was growing up wild, unbunched, get in his ass. I'm just saying for 2025. And I'm saying it in a good way. I ain't saying like beat him to death. I'm just saying like a lot of men out here need discipline and structure from their own father and a male role model that's going to be in their life from day one all the way until, 18, 21, and thereon.
Yeah.
So that's just a little message I just want to kick out there. Y'all can put your comments in, ask questions, or whatever you gonna do.
See what's going on.
Suggestions or anything like that. But yeah, that's all I want to say on that little piece. Before we get into anything else we're gonna talk about. So I'm gonna be jumping back and forth with, men out here stepping up, doing what you got to do, and I'm not leaving y'all women out. You know what I mean? They got daughters and stuff too. I ain't leaving y'all out, but a lot of the times the moms, you know what I mean? Y'all can deal with y'all, y'all daughters a little bit better, with the mood swing wise. But the boys, we kind of like hard headed, stubborn a lot. So that's why I'm just strictly on the men right now.
Yeah, most definitely. In this
men, you raise your voice at a little girl or women sometimes, they can't handle it sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm just sticking on the men right now. Mm-hmm. I'm just on the men, including myself. I'm going to get on myself too. So
yeah. For all the black fathers out there, how is the parenting at home like? What are you guys doing at home as black fathers to maintain a household? Or should I ask you, like, what was you doing to maintain a positive household where it ain't, no disruption, no violence? Like, what was your tactics? How was you going about doing it? Like, we want to know the details on how a father operated in the house.
See, the difference is I was 15, 16, so you talking to a teenage father.
Right.
Now, once I started growing up and I got in my 20s and I had kids then, maintaining, I don't know, I had boys at the beginning. So, you came first, then your brother. So it was like, it was easy to me, I guess. To me, it was easy because it was like, I got boys, so it was like, yeah, I'm on y'all. You know what I mean? So it was like, I got my boys, and it's like, people looked at you like, oh, them your brothers. So I was going along with that for a minute too. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I made it fun a little bit.
You did.
I think I made it fun because I was a child. Well, I guess I was a child. I was a teenager as a father, so
Yeah.
I made it fun. So I didn't come in like 30 in my 30s or 40s having a child first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't like, so my experience is different.
Yeah.
Prior to anybody else's.
Yeah.
I was still going out, you know, still partying and stuff. People didn't even know I had a child.
Yeah.
Then when I tell them like, well, you had a child? Yeah.
Used to party and come back on the fact.
Well, I didn't have 5 right off the bat, but yeah, I used to party and
This is total, but at the same time.
I used to party till like 4 or 5 in the morning, get up and go to work at 7.
Yeah.
7, 8 in the morning. Sometimes 5. I had to be at work at 5.
Used to do that. I don't know how
That
you
was
used
back
to do that.
then.
Yeah.
That was back then because
You
it
ain't
wasn't
get
a
no
lot of
sleep for real. You was up all the time.
I guess the times was different, but it wasn't a lot of stress like now. Like
Oh, you think
jobs
it's
was
more
like,
stress?
yeah,
It's-
it's more stressful now. I think the way the economy going now, there's more stress now. I mean, it's easier wise like technology, and I like again back then we used to use our minds more. You know what I mean? So it was like
Yeah, you
we
had
was
to.
out. So cell phones, we didn't have like. I mean, we had them, but it wasn't like technology like this. You know what I mean? So you still had to think. You still had to use your mind. You still had to go off memory.
Mm-hmm.
You still had to have fun outside. You know, wasn't nobody on like Facebook, YouTube, and all that. That wasn't around like that. I mean, it was, but it was just coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. That's why I say the time's different. You know what I mean? The times is different. It was a time you could be outside playing. You ain't got to worry about.
Yeah. Sometimes
know,
it's crazy.
I mean, sometimes, but you had them times like.
I want to say, like, I kind of grew up like that, too, as well. I was outside. You had us always outside, like, you know, at parks, farms.
Yeah,
you know
once
what I'm saying?
again,
Like,
you was like.
We was kids, you know, like you said,
I
brothers.
was a teenager.
Yeah.
I had you, so I was doing stuff that I
Mhm.
wanted to do, so I was just doing it with you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I was taking you with me.
Yeah, we had fun. I ain't gonna lie. Yep.
I
You learned how to
remember-
fish, too. We went to Wynwoods.
I remember taking you on the
Yeah.
bus. I ain't rode a bus in so long. I remember I had you on the bus. I used to have the little strap.
You had the man strap.
The little man strap, yeah, the man strap.
Mhm.
And I had you in the front.
Don't tell
And I
me,
used to
man.
get on the bus, and I had your little brother with me. It was like, damn, they used to always see me like, it was like, I always had y'all. Y'all was always on my hip. Everywhere I went, y'all was with me. Y'all was with me. Everywhere. I remember them days. But it was
Yeah,
a different
that's
time.
something, Yeah.
Different time.
Yeah. The peaceful times, for real. You could be outside
Yeah,
nowadays.
it was
It's
nice.
changed.
It
Yeah.
was good.
I
Yeah,
somewhat grew
so,
up in that. It was towards the end of my time, you know what I'm saying, growing up now. It was towards the end. Like, it started getting more violent the older I got, for real, to be honest.
yeah, it's like,
And it's sad going through that because y'all,
I ain't
you know,
gonna say your
I mean,
generation.
but in your generation, you know, it was more, like you said, peaceful. It was more calm. It was more.
I ain't gonna say it's more peaceful. It was like more respect.
Yeah,
a lot of people
so-
had more respect
so-
for each other.
so
Like
more respect
the
and
streets had
honor.
more respect for each other.
Yeah.
You know, the economy a little bit. I ain't gonna say it was still crazy, but everybody still had. You know, let's just put it like this: you can afford a house, an apartment. Back then, I think the highest apartment building was probably going for like, apartment unit was probably going for like $875
Mhm.
for like a 3-bedroom. I think.
That's crazy. Time.
Back
Inflation.
then.
Inflation.
Just think about it.
Inflation.
Now, I think the economy, you know, they ripping us off. They ripping the people off.
Yeah.
Now they charge 3 times that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you really like go back, if they cut back and like stop trying to price gouge all the time and stop trying to like, if they really was for the people,
Mm-hmm.
put it like that. If they really was for the people won't be complaining right now about trying to survive and dealing with kids and trying to maintain. So you got a lot of stuff now. A lot of people stressing a lot
Yeah,
now.
I see what you're saying. I'm putting all
It's
that
a lot
into
more
it.
stress. Even though I was young and I had you, I don't think I was that stressed like that.
What?
Or I didn't let it get to me. I probably never thought about it.
Because you was young.
I probably never thought
You
about
was young. Why would your mind be like that? And you got kids. You was stressful having kids at a young age. You like, you know what? What can beat that? You know what can, you know what I'm saying? What's
Yeah, but at my time, I didn't look at it like I was scared. Yes. I don't think it was hard because I always had a hustle mindset. I was always a survivor. I always was hustle. I always knew how to take care of you. So I didn't never think about what if I didn't. I guess my mindset never went that way. Like if I was homeless, I never thought about I'm young and I'm gonna be homeless. I never thought about that. I always survived. Like I gotta survive. Like
Yeah,
you know
you
what I
gotta
mean?
work. You
I
gotta put
gotta
in the work.
always work. I always had a job.
Working with your hands all the time. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you have a good, a good skill to
Yeah, I
get up out of
always
there.
I don't know.
But
I just think I don't know today's society, today's age. It's like we keep saying the same thing over and over again. And it's at some point, it's like it's 2025. I'm even tired at my age. You know what I mean? There's people before me that have said the same thing. Like, when are we gonna grow up as men in society and really do what everybody want to do? You know what I mean? What I mean by that is, when are we gonna be great again? And I ain't talking about like what he's saying. I'm talking about like as men. When are we gonna be men in this world? Stand up, protect our family, teach these men. You know what I mean? You know, when it's time to use violence like that, you can use violence, but stand up. Like these men nowadays, I think more soft. You know,
yeah, soften it.
you
As
say
in what?
something to them, they wanna like,
Is it emotions? Is
yeah,
it
they
is it
too emotional.
is it because they can't control their
I
emotions?
think I think these men nowadays are too emotional, and they letting the internet and like social media, and they letting certain peers like hype them up, gas them up, because they sit there and they talk all tough, you know what I mean, and it cuss you out,
Yeah,
but it take 5 or 6 of them to do that.
yeah. Basically, like, do you believe like your everyday schedule makes you who you are? Like, if you just doing the same thing every single day, growing up as a kid, you just in it. And some people ain't got no parents too as well. Some people ain't got no daddies and mamas. Do you think if a child is acting like that and they grow up to be an adult, would that affect, what I'm saying, that the children like too as well? Like, would that if he have kids, you know what I'm
So
saying? Because you grew up, but
um
I feel like because some parents move. Some people move different though if they don't have a that other parent in the household with them. Some people don't. Well, some people want the best, but some people like F it, man. I ain't even about to deal with this. I
but
got I got too much to worry about. I'm too stressed out.
I think it depends. See, because if I say yes, then you got some people like, well, I grew up like this, but I didn't turn out like that. Or my mom was smoking crack, but I turned out to be this. You got some people, parents that might smoke crack and they crack babies. You know what I mean? They still smoke. So I'm not gonna say yeah, because that line right there differs, because it's like everybody is they own. They got their own spirit in them.
Man,
They got their own mind. They got their own thing. So like my opinion to me is like I'm not going just off emotions all the time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna think something out, even if I'm in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like somebody else. Somebody else can't handle what I can handle.
Yeah.
So that's why I say people different on that aspect. I mean, people just handle stuff different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff don't piss me off. It
Yeah.
might piss you off.
Is
A lot
it
of people
because
don't joke
of
a
wisdom?
lot.
Because you got older?
I
When you was
think
younger, was you more wild
when I
than
was
now?
younger, when I was
I'm
younger,
pretty sure. Now, I mean, I ain't trying to make it obvious, but everybody have a rough
no, I'm
past
just
and stuff
saying.
growing up. But like,
When I was younger, I was wild, and I was like, not wild in the sense like want to go out to the clubs. I was wild like want to go out on ventures. Like I was wild want to explore stuff. I was wild. I was into like UFOs. I was into like dinosaurs. I was into like trying to find like and discover like what's this. I'm the type of person that always had questions.
Mm.
I was the type of person that a lot of people love me, but then they didn't want me to be around if it's like something that's gonna be like they felt like if I said this, they gonna get looked at different. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
I guess I was more like wiser at my time
Mm-hmm.
because I had a lot of questions.
Reason why you was more wiser because you had kids early.
No, I think because my granddaddy, he was born 1918, so I used to ask him a lot of questions, and I used to look at life different. Like damn, he was born in 1918, and then I used to see these like slave movies on TV, and I used to like ask him like,
What was
he
they
was
playing?
born in
Roots?
1918, so damn, granddad, was your grandma slave? You know, I started, and then that's when it was like
He
he
said,
started giving me like
"What'd he
details.
say?"
He started telling me like, you know, his grandma was a slave, was born into slavery, stuff like that. And I started asking questions, you know, and it started going down that rabbit hole that way. So
Yeah,
that's when I started looking like, well, damn. And then he didn't ever get no license, I think, until I think 95. I think it was.
Dang.
But back, that's why I say times was
Any
different
other
then.
day,
There's nobody, the cops out here wasn't the assholes like, I mean, they was assholes, but they wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a time you can like have your child sit on your lap and be in the car like he driving
Yeah.
without no problems going down the street or going to the grocery store. I used to act like I was driving to church. My granddaddy had me so psyched out. He had me so fucking fooled one time. I used to get up and wake his ass up in the morning at 5 in the morning because I thought my ass was about to go drive. I say, get up. Get up. He like, I got whooped right before church one day because I woke his ass up.
Too early.
I woke his ass up about 4:30 in the morning because I was so psyched that I thought I was driving. He used to have sit on my lap, you know, he started the car up and I'm thinking, because I used to I'm turning the wheel and I'm driving and shit. I used to love this drive. I'm like, damn. But I ain't realize my feet weren't even touching the goddamn pedal,
Yeah,
man.
you.
I thought I was driving.
How old was you? Can you remember the age?
Shit.
5?
He started doing that when I was like 5, 6, 7.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I might do that with my son.
Yeah, my granddad used to have me driving.
Nah, they gonna pull me over. Like, no, man.
Certain places they might pull you over, but yeah, it was a time you can drive. When nobody,
I might do it in the parking lot. Let me do somewhere like, you know.
You can't even do that in the parking lot now. Somebody gonna say that's child in danger. Like, how the hell that's child in danger? I see kids on dirt bikes and ATVs in the backwoods somewhere flipping and doing that.
Because they on their property.
You see kids at the gun range at 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Shoot. But if he's sitting on your lap and he acting like he driving, how's that child in danger?
I think they look at it because he ain't got a seatbelt on.
Nowadays, let me tell you something. The cars was made more reliable back then. Like, it was real steel. I don't think nobody even cared about if you got in a hit. Because I think if you got in a crash back then, them cars was taking hits. You didn't even know they was getting hit. I think if you had an old Oldsmobile back then,
It was
if
more
an
steel.
old mobile, if somebody
more
still
heavy.
got one right now, one of 1980s or 90s Town Lincolns too. Let them hit one of these new modern cars right now. I guarantee that shit'll tear that car up. It's just the material. Now they got cheaper.
They made it more out of steel instead of that cheap
No,
material they
it
used.
was still yeah. Now there's cheap material. I ain't gonna lie. Like now, you paying $50, $60, even $40,000 something dollars for a vehicle that's gonna crumble if you get hit.
But I don't think
Back
they want to
then,
get hit. I don't think they expect you
You
to
get hit by a vehicle, you couldn't even see. It's like a fender bender. Damn, they did that. Oh, they just buffed that out. Somebody pulled that out, and it's on.
That's crazy.
What else you trying to talk
It was
about?
crazy that was going on back in the day, man. Your time, and in your grandpa time. You know, your grandma was late. Did he ever know? You know, his daddy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And that's what I say back then. The men back there,
What was his daddy? How old was? You know, not daddy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, what was his daddy?
you asked me a whole bunch of stuff.
I
man.
gotta
How
ask
old
you a
was his
question.
daddy?
Not old as daddy, but like, what was the conversation between him and his daddy? Like, what was the last time they talked? Like, stuff like that.
I don't even know, to be honest.
He never talked about. You know his name?
No, I forgot his name.
Damn.
That's crazy. I forgot his name.
Damn. But yeah, he never talked about his daddy. That's crazy. He probably was in the military.
No, he talked
What
about
war?
his daddy. Yeah, my granddad's in the military. I know they said that it wasn't like by I think it was by his choice. He joined the military. I think at back then, I don't know if he was younger than 16, maybe 15 or something.
He joined. Didn't he have to?
He had to, because I know
He's
back
getting
then he
drafted.
was driving at 12, 7, 12. He was driving. Back then you can drive. They ain't even. That's what I'm saying.
Then he
Why
care
the
about the
laws
age.
changed? Man, I know why, but we ain't. That's a whole
It's
nother
it's the reason
thing,
why.
but
But I feel
back
like
then, people was driving, traveling, no problem, no worries in the world. Man. 12, 13, smoking cigarettes, working. Nobody ain't saying nothing. trying to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to get out. The fathers out here, and I can't stress this enough. We always talk about what we got to do, but when we going to start doing it? When you
Yeah.
going to stand 10 toes?
I think it's about that time. You
I
start
mean,
standing
we
10
always
toes.
say it's always that time, just like on a football team. We so excited about a football team and a basketball team winning. What about your own family, your own self winning? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you hitting on something right there.
I mean, when you gonna start caring about yourself, your family? So anybody you need to make up to, say you apologize to, if you gotta get it out, get it out.
Yeah. Just
Apologize,
get it out now.
man.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had to do the same thing. I mean, sometimes, we hold stuff in as men because you got to sometimes to navigate through this life because, any sign of weakness, they look at us as like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to take advantage of you, this and that. So, yeah, I mean, I understand for you guys out there that, got to play the tough man role. I had to do it too, but it'd be a time where you're going to talk to yourself, sit down, and realize reality like, hey, just keep it real with yourself.
Yeah.
So anybody you hurt, even your upbringing, if you still can't tell them to their face, you know what I mean?
Basically, you saying just let it go.
Just let it go.
Because
Let it go. All the wrongs you did, let it go. Move forward. Move forward and try to make yourself at peace.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't want to wait till you get older.
Yeah, don't wait until you
like
get
70 or 80, 90.
Up in age and then everybody else passing and dying off and you sitting around lonely like, damn, I shoulda, woulda. Nah, let it go. Make means whoever you got to make means with.
Yeah, because that
and
nursing
get
home,
on. Like, if they don't want to hear what you got to say, oh, well, but you gave your truth.
That nursing home, though, what I'm saying, I've been in and out of there, for different occasions, but it'd be lonely sometimes with some people who don't, who did their family wrong, and it's just them in that room.
Yeah, so
and they
some
just
people
fading away, and it's like
some people,
dang,
people that did family wrong, and I'm not gonna lie, like some people that did you wrong through life, like I still like some people did me wrong through life. Family, I'm talking about my own family. You know what I mean? My own bloodline. I had to let some things go. So I'm at peace with it on my end. I mean, even if I ain't talking to you on a regular basis, I'm at peace. I'm cool with it. I don't hold no grudges. I'm cool with it. I'm just at peace. Keep it how it is. I'm at peace.
Definitely.
I'm just saying today,
peace is the most valuable thing.
As men, especially, we need our peace. We need peace. We stress out too.
You need peace to be stable. So you're going to crash out or nothing like that. I say somebody say something to you wrong, you ready to get rid of them.
And that's what I'm saying.
So peace is
these
the
men
key.
Nowadays, these young men coming up nowadays, the first thing they want to do is take all that energy, all that aggression, and shoot or kill you off of a conversation because you might have told this man, hey, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
What you say? That's what I'm saying. That's how these guys is getting off nowadays. It's crazy. It's funny, but it's crazy.
Tear you out the frame. You think
back in the day, I remember my grandma and them used to tell the old women, used to say, pull your britches up. Or they'll hit you with that switch in your ass. Like, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you tell somebody out there, pull your pants up. They looking at them people like, bitch, what?
Yeah.
They disrespectful as hell.
Why ain't the old heads doing it these days now?
Because now the old heads can't touch them now because the young kids trying to shoot you. They trying to, the YNs out here.
Here we go.
The YNs out here now.
YN though, they got a whole name.
I ain't even gonna say.
That's crazy. They got a whole name.
They got a whole name, but it's like
all the YNs. They got a whole name. Remember like 20 years ago, 15 years ago?
The OGs that I'm talking about, we ain't scared of them. It's just the fact that what'll come along with it.
A whole bunch of nonsense and stress.
If we do what we used to do back in the day, it's gonna be.
It's gonna come behind. It's gonna come behind in the upper
everybody.
room.
It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be affected. That's what I'm saying.
They gonna
so it's like
they gonna take you to the upper room. They gonna take you there real quick.
No, I'm just saying now. These YNs now, it's like they disrespectful. Like they don't even respect their own parents.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
It's like, and then that's where I say, where men need to step in, the fathers need to step
Yeah.
in and get on their kids' ass
Yeah.
because these YNs out here is too disrespectful.
It's
I don't
feel
care.
like it's too many on it. Is it because that they not
I'm like, what you mean
Get-
too many of them? That ain't the point. The
that,
thing,
not
it
the
was a
many of them,
time-
but I'm like, is it because the parenting?
it's because the parenting. Yes.
Okay, so
Some of it is because the parent. I think the moms need to be on their boys' ass. Not, I'm saying like,
Mhm.
cut all that funny thinking that your son is like your friend and your playmate because he doing some silly shit sometimes and you giggling laughing, but you ain't never getting on his ass. And then when he get a certain age and he start disrespecting you, now he like, oh, he this, he nice, he nice to you. He evil to somebody else. He evil to somebody else outside. You know what I mean? Because it's always the same thing out here. What you hear every time a YN get taken out, what's the first thing they say nowadays?
If a YN get taken out,
What's the first thing they say? What's the first thing what the mom say? He was just finna get his life around. He just got right with who?
yeah, they
Man,
do
he
be
was a
saying
good
that.
older. That's the same damn trend. When I was young. Now, how the hell I know that? And I can say it verbatim.
Yeah,
What a woman or a mama gonna say when they son out here terrorizing the neighborhood? That's the first thing they say. So
Yeah.
where was your ass at?
yeah, 'cause somebody got to control them.
Where was your ass at when your son was out here robbing and disrespecting somebody else's mom or sister?
Yeah, because it needs some type
Girlfriend,
of
wife.
correction. It needs some type of, they probably scared too.
No, it ain't. Because I think, like I say, in the household, you letting them get away with too much shit. You thinking it's funny and it's all games until they get older and start saying X, Y. Put it like this: you know signs when you see a child come in and take out the trash.
Every man should take out the trash.
You got mothers out here. They got sons out here. And I'm just giving you mothers out here just if you have kids or you first time moms or you moms that had kids, and I'm just giving you some game on like when y'all raising boys, it's about to be out of control sometimes, and you ain't gonna be able to handle them because if somebody told you get in their ass and you ain't listen, you gonna get the results of them YNs they talking about. Them the YNs I'm talking about.
But shouldn't the daddy be there? But if they don't got a daddy,
If they
still
don't
the
got
mama,
a daddy, the mama want to be strong. What they always say,
that's
right?
gonna be hard for her.
No,
though.
because she always say she independent. She can do what by herself, right? I'm just saying. Some women always say when they don't. I mean, when they
Some
upset
woman.
with the when they upset with the man for some odd reason, they always want to say F the dad or whatever. I'm just saying for the men or the women that's out there, they always want to say they want to be independent. They can do shit by themselves. Keep that same energy when your badass son is out here on these streets. Because you can be independent and busting your ass and be a bossy. But are you raising that same boy that you don't want? That's what I mean by that. Are you a single mom raising a man that you want in life? Or are you raising somebody the opposite of what you want? Because I hear a lot of women say, you ain't this, you ain't that. But look at your son. You raise your son, right? If the daddy ain't in his life, so when you raise him, he got it from who?
Yeah, he gonna get it.
So that's what I mean. But I ain't saying throwing no shade. I'm just saying women, mothers got to realize what they saying because the same man that you dogging and that you saying ain't shit, he a cheater, he this, he that. How was you raising your son? Was you raising him to be a cheater? Was you raising him to be disrespectful? What I mean by that is he taking out the trash every day, or you got to keep telling his ass to take out the trash?
So
Why
what
is
should
it
they do
that
then?
other kids I see 5 and 6 taking out trash with no problem? Why you got to tell a grown ass man and you living in the house with your mama, take that trash out? Why do the mom got to keep repeating herself, take the trash out? But women look at it like, oh, that ain't nothing. But if you get a man, you expect your man to take that trash out. You on your man ass, right?
Yeah.
You on your man ass if he forget to take the trash, but you ain't on your son that be there before your man was there. If it ain't his. I'm just saying like that. I'm just taking it like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just going there with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot right there, y'all. That is a lot. It's a lot to, grasp. So I
I'm
hope
just
y'all
saying,
take y'all time and understand what he's saying.
Just hitting
Please.
to reality. It's 2025. Like, be blunt. Like, stop playing games with some people, man. Be blunt. If you got to tell your child, that's your child. Get in your child ass. If your child being disrespectful, tell your child that. Stop being scared. How you scared of something you created?
I don't think it's them being scared. I think it's them don't want to.
I'm talking about we talking about the men.
You talking about the men scared?
The men, I mean, some of the
What
men be
man
acting
scared?
like.
Nah, no men be beating. What man out there scared?
Well, I'm just saying, some of the men be scared. Where I mean, like, you got a child that's wild. Get like if he wild in and out of jail,
Oh, you talking about the
disrespect.
what age though?
Shit, the minute your son start talking back to his mom,
Mm. So you
I'm talking about talking back like
10, 12,
disrespect. Like
10, 12?
if the mom say take the trash out and the little boy say no, you take it out. Or see, that's disrespectful. Like it might sound funny and seem funny,
It
but
is.
that's the first sign of like, oh, he ain't got no respect for you. I don't care if you buy him a toy and this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you
Get on
giving
it.
him gifts and he's disrespectful?
Mm-hmm. I see what
Why
you're
are
saying.
you giving a little boy anything and he's not even listening to you? That right there. Some kids take advantage of that. They smart and they outsmart their mom and they manipulate her.
Yeah,
And they take advantage and mothers out here get took advantage of all the time.
that's crazy. But yeah,
They take advantage all the time. Some kids you need to be on their ass, some kids not. That's why I say.
they need that. That's what they need.
Some kids sit there and be quiet. Now, you might get lucky and get a quiet one. What I mean by lucky, you might get a lucky that's quiet, smart as hell, read books, do everything you say. Everybody dream of a child like that. Some of them you might get someone running around here like terrorizing.
It all depends. I feel like on
But
the
the
parents.
ones that's wild, that's what they really need the fathers to step in and be on their ass, or you need that mother to be on that little boy ass or that little girl ass if
Mm-hmm.
you are wild. You know how your child is.
Yeah, that is the crazy part.
Don't be trying to put on just because you out in public. Like, yeah, shit, I'm gonna whoop your ass in public.
Damn.
I used to snatch y'all up. But back then, when nobody said there was no child abuse. Now,
Yeah, they definitely gonna put you.
now if you yell at
behind
your
them bars.
child or if you pop your child, it's child abuse. Now, how are these people saying it's child abuse? So that's what I don't ever get.
Yeah, that's why you
The
can't.
same people saying it's child abuse, look at their kids. Or do they even got kids?
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's certain type of. I don't want to say like, the difference between. I don't want to say different because we all one people at the end of the day, but different. People
we all are different.
with different skin. Skin color. I feel like on the black side, we gotta walk different in America than when we dog. You know what I'm saying? Because say a white kid growing up, he can grow up and do what he want to do and talk back to his mom because that's the. I feel like that's what they want. Got some fathers don't put up with anything like that, but I just feel like
I mean, it's a different.
is that all? That's I'm trying to say. Like, is that all the kids that be acting like that, or it's a line? Because like you said, a black kid, I feel like you need to be harder on him because what we accustomed to or what we're living in this day and age.
See, but that's the crazy thing because that's the
because whooping, you know what I'm saying? They trying to say, oh, that's been happening since slavery. It's slavery behind that's the reason why.
Yeah, but that's how society painted
Whoop
that
your
picture.
kids because
That's how that society painted the picture for our culture, I guess. Like, because it's like, I ain't gonna say it's a black and white thing. I just think our parenting is different. Like, yes, you gotta be on us as men, black men,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's a warning. I think it's always a warning, and I always thought that was unfair.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I come into this world now with strikes against me?
Yeah, because
Why did I come into this world and people hate me just because I'm black?
Yeah. And
Or then they hate me because I'm black. Now they hate me because I'm black and I'm a man.
Yeah. So.
Or they already discriminate against me like.
So your parents been through that time, and they trying to teach you, and that's why they whooping on you because you gotta act a certain way.
What you mean?
You was getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying when your parents or you was teaching me too. So I'm saying at the same time, like, you was getting whoops at the time because they was trying to correct you on, in the future, how this world really is. Because if you don't move a certain way in this world, the day and age we live in.
I wasn't getting whooped for like how this world is.
Like lessons, okay. I'm not.
I wasn't getting in trouble. I mean, learning these lessons in this world.
Don't steal that out the cookie jar.
I'm gonna say, to be honest, I'm gonna say,
ain't this consequences behind?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I probably got discriminated against that I can remember in my life growing up, probably probably a handful of times I can count on both hands, probably, that I can remember. And that was from law enforcement and government officials that I've been discriminated against. Like on some real, like, racist type of stuff. I think that happened like a handful of times that I could think about.
Yeah.
And this one when I was grown. Like, this ain't when I was like, I think 3 incidents was when I was grown. The others when I was like 18, between like probably 18 down.
Yeah. And that's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? So was you taking that home to your kids or to us?
Yeah, so when it was happening to me, I was just making y'all aware. I didn't ever raise y'all to like, be like, black and white, this and that. I just raised y'all to be aware. So when it was happening to me, I just made sure y'all had the knowledge and the information and how to navigate through life. You know what I mean? So I think our culture, we adapt well with any environment. So, we can navigate through a lot.
Okay.
So I had to teach you how to survive through what to look out for, I guess. The main keys in life to watch out for.
Yeah, and that's the point.
You can do your thing, but these the main keys to life.
Yep. And that's
that we got to look out for, unfortunately.
Yep. So most definitely, we definitely need more fathers in y'all child's, lives.
Especially nowadays, 2025. I ain't going to keep stressing it. Men need to be in a child's life, especially the young boys.
Most definitely.
Be in these young men, these young boys' lives.
Yep.
Stepdaddies, too.
Yep. And what we mean by that, don't be too tough on them. Have a mixture of tough and love.
Yeah, I ain't saying
you can
get in
still
their
be
life.
tough.
Yeah, I ain't saying get in their life.
If it ain't no
and
balance, no love or the reason why behind his actions.
Yeah, like that.
He will understand what he's doing, and he won't, he'll stop it quicker than, him, you just beating on your child. He don't know why what's going on. He keep doing the same thing. So that's what we saying, on this podcast right now. Just making sure you have a balance of tough and love. And that child will listen to you, Y'all have a perfect, not perfect, but, good relationship.
Yep. Or try
to.
This your boy Izzo, Izzy1129. This is another 40 hours a week podcast. Subscribe, comment, like, share.
It's your boy Duke, man. We'll see y'all again. 40 hours a week podcast.
Yeah.